Joining us right now on the BetQL guest hotline is our pal Mitch Tischler, one half of the Beltway Football Podcast. Give him a follow on the old X at Mitch_Tischler. Mitch, what's going on, my brother? How you feeling?
Well, I'm just happy you're pronouncing my name correctly.
Mitch, that was the whole thing. Like, brother, what was I saying? Was I not enunciating? Look, we've been out here for a couple hours now. It's hot. You know, I am an enunciating savant. What did I say? Did I say Mitch Tickler?
I got to be honest, I didn't really hear it. I was just giving you a hard time, but you're all good.
Appreciate you giving us some time, man. I actually got to ask you about a non-football related item before we get into the football. I was listening to you and JP on the way in. What was the deal getting out of the stadium last night, my dude?
So JP got stuck behind the Patriots caravan, you know, with the police escort and whatnot. So just, you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's late. It's the third preseason game. Everyone's trying to get home. And all of a sudden you're waiting on the Patriots to get to wherever the heck they're going.
Yeah, how the times have changed. Always enjoy listening to you all whenever I get a chance to. Want to ask you about the big game last night. Washington picks up the first win of the Dan Quinn era. Mitch, in your perspective, who helped themselves the most last night with their performance?
I got to be honest. I think it was probably Martavis Bryant. I loved what I thought of him yesterday. He's, you know, in 2 games in Washington, he's got 3 PI calls. He's making defenders, you know, be concerned about what they're doing with him. Obviously, he had the touchdown catch, but I thought what was more impressive was on the Wiley touchdown run. He had a great steal block to get Wiley on the edge, and that dude celebrated more for that block and that touchdown than he did for the one that he caught himself. I think for a coaching staff and a front office that's trying to set a tone in the room, you know, we've talked about, you know, some of those veterans and Zach Ertz and, you know, Austin Eckler and those folks coming in and helping out. I think Martavis Bryant can be another kind of tone setter as a veteran for them. And as a 6th receiver, I think he gives you kind of something a little bit different than anyone else on the roster. So that could be an interesting little twist that came up last night.
Every house had to have doorknobs and got to have window trim, but the foundation, the big fellas up front, Chris Paul's putting a lot of minutes, and he looks like, I mean, he's fighting, he's competing, and he's playing a multitude of positions. Is that JP Finlay?
We got
celebrities walking by right
this
now.
is so fitting that as soon as Mitch gets on,
Mitch Tischler is on
JP finally brings
JP
his way
Finlay
around to the tent.
by, and he's a celebrity. And, wow, you brought good. Oh, thank you, brother. He just brought his boy a stick. And
so do I sound like an ungrateful brat for saying, "Where's my present"?
You don't smoke. You're too young to smoke. Yeah. And
no, I don't. I don't smoke cigars.
And you're on a diet, so that's okay. Yeah. And we don't want to feed him.
I don't want to interrupt Mitch's hit. I'll come back.
No.
We've been waiting for you all damn day.
Yeah, we've been talking about you.
I teed off on the total other side. Has BMitch been through here?
No.
He might be doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. Emperor. He might not even be on the course anymore. Knowing him.
They just kicked us off.
Because of the rain?
Yeah, they say lightning.
Yeah, whenever the horn blows, you're cooked.
Yeah. Tischler was just asked about you and talking about last night and how you were a bit of a distraction last night.
I was a distraction. How so?
Hijacked the first 20 minutes of the pod talking about his story?
Oh, the motorcade?
I did not say you were a distraction.
Doc is a pro at twisting things. Yeah. We all know that. There's a few people.
Doc's also a pro at getting twisted.
I beg your pardon.
Has anybody been cut? I haven't had my phone. I miss anything?
You have not?
No,
wow.
No cuts yet.
No,
okay.
We don't.
The hell with the cigar you were trying to bring me. Thank you. I just got a canned water bottle. I've never had anything like it.
A lot of things.
Water in a can.
Linnell's easily impressed.
Water in a can.
I know. He should drink more water. Yeah.
Mitch, Doc was getting into the offensive line. There's one guy that I've been really impressed with since he's made the transition. I thought Chris Paul has been decent playing right tackle. I don't know what type of shot he has to make this team. What did you think about his performance last night and where he stands in terms of making this 53?
Right tackle, right guard, left guard. He's all over.
Yeah, I think that position flex is something that's going to help him out. I actually have him as my ninth lineman on this roster. So I think that I don't know that you want him starting or really playing a ton of tackle, but I think in a pinch he's shown a little bit better out there than maybe Trent Scott and some of the other guys. So between the fact that you can play him out there on the right side, he obviously played left in college. We've seen him at guard on both sides. He has a lot of different ways that he can help out. And if you're going to be that kind of one of the last guys on the roster, you're going to have to be able to be flexible and do a lot of different things. So I have Chris Paul as my ninth guy.
For me, I mean, what I've been saying all along with this is that whatever this roster looks like tomorrow at 4:00, I think it's going to look so dramatically different. Yeah. I think if you are the end of any position group tomorrow afternoon, that is hardly a spot on week 1 at Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In 10 days, this roster's going to – because we're going to be harvesting. That's what happens to bottom dweller roster. You're going to get better because they're going to release people that are better than the people that we've been carrying. That's why you were in last place.
I think we're second in the waiver order, so I think that should help you out as well when it comes to scooping up guys. Go ahead, Mitch.
I think as we get through like the consternation of who the back end of the roster guys are going to be, like you guys are talking about, you got to remember this is a roster that is still building. And 48 had a tweet. Sam 48 from the Post had a tweet earlier today. The last two post-cut day claims were Timon Paris and Samaje Perine in 2020 and 2019. So we're not talking about lots of teams are picking off players.
Is that the guy from the Lion King, the warthog?
Timon and Pumbaa, baby, you know it.
Come on, man. That's you and JP. You all are Timon and Pumbaa.
You should beat him up for that, Mitch.
Mitch, I want to ask you and JP, if you got time for us, JP, about the cornerback spot. The numbers game there is going to be interesting. I think they go 5 corners instead of 6 because of Quan Martin's ability to shift there in a pinch as well. I've said it. I don't believe that the 2 starting outside corners in Benjamin St. Juste and Emmanuel Forbes, I don't believe those 2 are 2 starting NFL corners. I worry about the top of the roster at that position. And then the bottom of it gets interesting as well. I've been pretty high on Tariq Castro-Fields. I think Chigaduzium made a couple of plays last night. How do you guys think the bottom of the cornerback depth chart shapes out? And do you think they're maybe poaching at that position as well?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the position they're going to be looking at. I also think Michael Davis is probably going to be your starting outside corner along with St. Juste. So I think, Noah Igbenogany, I think is an interesting, player a little bit because I think he brings you a little, veteran leadership to that group and has been there.
Because he can play inside, outside, I think that helps him a lot as well.
Yeah, I think Castro is kind of your last corner that makes the roster, but I don't think that necessarily means that they're done looking for help there.
Can I ask a question of Doc? Doc, did you notice that I only rolled up here with 1 can of beer and BMitch rolled up with 2 cans of beer?
Well, BMitch, first of all.
I'm just saying. I'm just wondering if you noticed that, Doc. I know.
As a matter of fact, you rolled up here with 1 can of High Noon.
That's true.
Like my daughter would.
Pineapple. And it's
you and Jeff are drinking High Noon.
Can we talk about Jeff's gear just while we're here? Jeff's wearing some fake ass gold sunglasses, like he's Suge Knight with a red shirt. Like when Chris Russell's wearing red like that, it's because we know what happened. I don't know what look Jeff's going for.
I look good, man. That's all that matters. You look like Michael Jordan. I look good.
What is the real count of gold in those shades, B?
1%.
hey, I learned some good advice. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. You know how many compliments I got on these glasses today?
They were lying, dog.
I'm gonna keep them on.
It's
nothing
like
you can say. I'm gonna keep it on.
It's cloudy. They're making us go inside. You can take
it's not cloudy.
He got on sunglasses.
It's the stuff I'm scared of.
I'm surprised you're out here, dude.
Well, I was hanging out with my man. He's a presenting sponsor, so
we'll do whatever you want, then, sir.
We gotta make sure.
They have played B's ball way more than my group has played mine. I promise you that.
Let me tell you something. BMitch can play. He can play golf.
B can play. You should start giving him brown liquor. He plays even better.
He did mention that.
Yeah. No. He's not sipping, Doc. He's holding 2 beers.
Double fisted up.
If you're from Louisiana, beer is basically Powerade.
With BMitch on our team, we were the favorites coming in.
Where are you now?
6 under. We're all right.
Oh,
We're all right.
my group's at 5, sir, and we've missed a ton of real birdie chances. I'm just saying.
He's rolled him over the edge like 5 times.
I have not made a putt yet, Brian, but my one of the guys in my group is 14 the drivable par 4? Is 14 the drivable par 4 or
We didn't
15?
get there yet. We didn't get there
Okay,
yet.
whatever it is, dude.
He does.
But one guy drove it, and then this other dude hit a 65 footer to drain it for eagle. We were hype at that moment. Yeah, it was. I mean, that's how we got to 5. Yeah, we missed a lot of putts, dude. We missed a lot of putts.
Yeah, look.
Here, I'll give
A
it.
little bit. Mitch Tischler is still on the line.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mitchell.
Of the Beltway Football Podcast. We talked
No,
about
I'm good. I'm going this from
Look,
far.
It's story time with JP and BMitch. So one other thing, Mitch, one other position group I wanted to get into with you is safety. I know going into last night, it really seemed like it was Derek Forrest versus Jeremy Reeves fighting for the final safety spot on this roster. What did you think of the performance of those two guys, and who do you think has the edge when it comes to the 53?
Yeah, I think when you got to talk about that group, I think it's going to be interesting what they do with Jeremy Reeves because, you know, we love him as a player and as a person, and he's gone through a whole lot of stuff. But, you know, a lot of his value was on special teams. And with the change in the kickoff and kick return, you know, rules, I think that alters it a little bit. And I don't know that, you know, I wonder if his value is quite as high with some of these changes. And I think between Derek Forrest's youth and honestly, you know, you go back to that rookie season, those last 6 games, he was a turnover machine, which you know is something that, you know, Joe Witt and Dan Quinn value. I think Derek Forrest is there, and Tyler Owens is your other, you know, safety that's going to kind of sneak on the backside of this roster because both his specials and what he's been able to do on the field there. So it's going to be an interesting group. I mean, I think the secondary as a whole, there's a lot of, you know, multi-position guys. There's going to be a fair number of 3 safety sets, so you might only have 2 corners on the field at a time. It'll be interesting to see kind of how they play through this. And as we talk about the secondary, I think, you know, and the corners and whatnot, I think Mikey Sainristil still is going to be interesting because we know how good he is a lot, but I think they might try and play him outside in 2 corner rotations and be out there as well.